Hello everyone, I am creating this video today in a hotel room. I've flown to Texas to visit some family for Thanksgiving holiday. Actually, I don't have my guitar with me today. So I thought it was a good time to make this video. I know I've been planning this one. If you're following my series, Bridge Gap Guitar, lesson by lesson in order, now you're at the point where you've learned some chords, you're learning some songs, we've talked a little bit about music and the major scale. Now it's really time that you have to make some decisions and goals, because where you focus from here on out, you can spend time on things that will give you the most for what you want out of being a guitar player. So if you, for example, just want to be someone who plays guitar for your family, for your friends, we call it the campfire guitarist. You've got some chords, and in the next few videos, I'll keep revealing new chords to you. But once you've got a group of, 15 chords or more, open chords, and we'll go into bar chords and things like that, you've got a pretty good amount of knowledge in terms of chords to be able to play most any song that you want. You're working on strumming patterns, rhythm, things like that. And that might be where you want to go, and that's all you want to do, and that's fine. If that's the case, then you probably won't spend a lot of time. You might not want to spend a lot of time on music theory or sheet music, reading music. Some basic skills would help you, but if that's what you want to do, I would spend my time learning songs and playing those songs and just enjoying myself. If you want to be a musician, maybe playing in a band or playing in church or some setting where you have a regular cadence that you have to perform, now you want to add a few things and you want to focus on some other specific ideas. And there are really, to me, three options there. Maybe you're a rhythm guitar player with an acoustic, or you're a rhythm guitar player with an electric, or you're a lead guitar player, typically with an electric guitar. And those three kind of things lend themselves to learning certain lessons. If you're going to do something like this, you need to spend at least a little bit of time focusing on basic sheet music reading. This will allow you to learn music quickly and be ready for a venue. Of course, you'll still want to know all the stuff you would as a campfire musician, but maybe a little bit more. And I kind of break these down into three categories. A rhythm guitarist who plays an acoustic. You want to definitely study on chords progressions, which I'm going to teach in our courses, timing, rhythm, and rhythm charts. Or you might be a rhythm as an electric guitar player, depending on what genre of music you play. Again, you would want to learn chords progressions, rhythm charts, and then when you add electric guitar, you start adding effects, sound effects through either pedals or through an amplifier, and so you start adding some of these things on. And then lead guitar, which typically is an electric, you want all the things I've just mentioned for the previous two, plus understanding a little bit about tabs, scales, basic music theory. And then the third category I would say would be a session musician or an improviser, where you can just show up and play. Session musicians are noted for being able to take music and do it on the first take, maybe even write music as they're recording. So it's you would definitely want all of the things that I've mentioned, but you need to take it to a level where you can execute it like a sight reading musician might execute, or if you're not sight reading, have your ear dialed in and at least enough knowledge of theory, scales, and music that you can just look at a piece of music and then improvise it or play it and record it. So these are just some categories to talk about. Campfire, rotating band member, church musician, and then like a sound musician, someone who would actually do recordings or be a rotating musician for venues that come through town where you're backup. So the reason I said these things is that when you're looking through this course, depending on what you want to do with guitar, certainly you can focus on one of those areas. And so I hope this is helpful. I'm going to get a little more detailed now going forward. Like the next lesson will be more about notation and reading the sheet music. And I give a story of me being given a lot of music I had to learn in a short amount of time, and sort of how I approach learning a new song. And then, there's still a lot of beginner stuff that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about in the next few videos, what's your starter amp if you're an electric guitar player? What pedals do you need? as a guitar player. So We're going to touch on all those things. It's just now it's time to stop and think, if you want to get the most out of your time, where should you focus? And that depends on what you want to do with your guitar.